what are the differences between PIR and wood fibre insulation? So Chris, a question that we're not generally asked on a day-to-day basis with our kind of customer base as such, but something that often crops up at industry and trade show type events is how does a material like wood fibre stack up against something more conventional like PIR?
That is an absolute customer favourite when they come to the stand. So I'll go through the Styco's 8 roles sort of template. So acoustic insulation. PIR is very, very lightweight and rigid. It's really good at conducting sound. Wood fibre is very dense and generally not very rigid, so it's really good at insulating from sound. So there's a massive acoustic difference. Fire. People look at the fire rating on a product, see an A rating for fire and think, brilliant, that's not going to burn. So wood fibre does burn. It burns very slowly, very predictably, and it doesn't produce any toxic gases. And so we know what's going to happen. You've got plenty of time to leave the building, but it will very, very slowly burn. PIR may not burn, but it does release cyanide, which is going to completely incapacitate you, as well as, there are mineral wools as well that use a formaldehyde binder, which release hydrochloric acid gas. So just because a product doesn't burn doesn't mean it's sort of safe in a fire. Health of the product, you can work with wood fibre, you can get fibres in your lungs. I'm not suggesting you should go and breathe a load, but if you do get them in your lungs, it's not massively damaging. Yeah. Exactly, it doesn't persist. The fibres from mineral fibre, really damage your lungs. PIR is generally pretty horrible stuff to cut. You get dust everywhere, the dust sticks to everything. You get the pentane being released from it when you're cutting it, so there's, it's not nice stuff. Comfort in a building, the thermal mass of wood fibre is huge. It creates nice, thermally stable buildings. Very lightweight insulation creates buildings that are fine in the winter, but in the summer they get really hot, they overheat, and so on. Buildability, just the ease of installing it. We've spoken about it before. It's really simple material to push in between studs. The boards go together easily. The design that you follow to build with it is really, really simple. You're not relying on lots of tapes and seals and everything else. Durability, the way it copes on a building site. People think it's wood fibre, it's going to get wet in the rain, it's all going to fall apart. Yes, it will get wet in rain, but it dries out incredibly quickly. It helps the timber dry out, and it will accommodate quite a lot of water in a build. It's a very sustainable material. We're using waste timber. We're locking plant material into a building, so we're actually actively drawing carbon out of the atmosphere and locking it into a building. Mineral fibre produces huge amounts of CO2 in its production, so you're creating a load of CO2 before you've even built the building. Finally, just the thermal insulation itself. Wood fibre is a good thermal insulator, but it also transfers heat very slowly, partly because of its thermal mass, but because of its thermal diffusivity, and so because it transfers heat so slowly, again, it keeps buildings very, very comfortable and comfortable and temperate in a hot summer. So all in all, there's a lot of differences between it and PIR.
Wow, so there you go. Question answered.
That's comprehensive.
Very good.